Speaking of the left, the French wanted it to be the Green Games. Cardboard beds, which is a great idea for elite athletes. No air conditioning, despite excessive heat that's about to hit the capital. And vegan menus, which is not at all conducive to a high-protein diet. Joining us live now, former Labor Senator Stephen Conroy. Good to see you, Stephen. I know you've got your eyes on sports. You're a fan of sports, as I am too.
Absolutely.
I just find all of this very funny. Ariane Titmus had already said that the athletes' village is not a place for high performance. Have the French got this one wrong?
Well, look, certainly if the reports are accurate, you have to say that they're not getting the nutrition and the food they need. And cardboard beds, I'm actually quite shocked.
Here we are laughing at it. It's only the Olympic Games.
I know. I wouldn't be laughing if I was Ariane Titmus and she's, just been pipped in an epic race by Molly. And, if she can, point to the fact she wasn't able to sleep properly, it's just not a decent situation that the French have put our athletes in, or sound like every athlete in.
Yeah, no, apparently they're rushing meat in now. But as we heard from James Magnuson, who's doing his show with Matty Johns, that there's not enough to get around, and so some of our heavyweight boxer could only get 2 chops.
They can have my 2. I'm not arguing. If they want my 2, they can have them.
But this is silly stuff. This is what happens when sport and politics mixes.
Yeah, no, look, it's great to want to be as carbon neutral as possible, but not at the expense of the athlete's performance and their needs to achieve peak performance. So if these reports are accurate, it's really disappointing that the wokeness has got in the way of peak performance for our athletes.
Yeah, and Matt Canavan, he had some fun with this one a little earlier in the program today. He says, I bet all those executives and business leaders going to Paris and France and for these games, they're not going without their steaks.
Well, it's the Olympic family that I'm willing to bet aren't going without their steak. I've been lucky enough being involved in sport to be behind the scenes at the Sydney Olympics, enjoying the Olympic family events. And that's their euphemism for all their former officials and athletes that get beyond and behind the scenes, which is a good thing. But they are willing to bet they're not missing out on their carbs or protein.
Yeah. What's your protein, your go-to protein for high performance, Stephen?
Look, I'm still a steak fillet.
Yeah.
I'm afraid that's my go-to.
Hey, how about just before we move on to other stories? The girls, they're getting it done at the Olympics, aren't they? The boys haven't got a gold yet.
Oh my God, how good is it to see the girls performing? It is just fantastic, and it's an inspiration. I've got a young daughter. She's addicted to Jess Fox. She watched it 4 years ago. She watched it now. She played football. She's a Matilda's uber fan, and it is just inspiring for the young men and women. And we shouldn't think that the performances of our women don't inspire young men in this country. It is just fantastic to see how well they're performing.
It is, and already, Molly O'Callaghan, she's so young, but already we're talking about her potentially being the GOAT because she's got more events at this Olympics, plus her wins at the last Olympics. Emma McKeon might not be at the top for very long.
Look, let's not pile too much pressure on Molly.
No.
She's just done an extraordinary
It's like the English putting all the pressure on their footballers. We do it so much to our swimmers, don't we?
Exactly.
Although we do a bit better.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's. I wish you hadn't said that. I don't want to put too much pressure on her. She's extraordinary, and I hope she achieves all her potential.
That's true. Hey, we're out of time. Didn't get a chance to talk to anything else, but that's the main game this morning. Anyway, Stephen, good to see you. We will talk to you again soon.